Good afternoon, y'all. Today is Tuesday. How y'all doing? I'm back again. Almost didn't make it here. It's just one of those days. Woo, child, it's one of those days. But I got on here. I kind of wasn't feeling it for the last couple of days at all. But I got on here today. So I'm going to get right into what I want to discuss today because I have a lot of stuff to show y'all. For those of you guys that don't know, I am Shellie B. These are the adventures of a conservative Black sister surviving in a hot mess world. And today's hot mess is, am I going to lose my job to AI? I don't know. I did a lot of research on this, and not just since the strike, but just over the years, because like I keep saying, I'm a sci-fi girl, and I just always knew that we would come to this point um, in history as far as robots, technology taking over a lot of jobs and a lot of services that corporations just don't want to pay humans to do anymore. I mean, it's just common sense that we will reach a point like that in history. Now, before we start, I would really ask you to like, share, subscribe, leave comments, tell me, things that you would like me to talk about. Oftentimes I just come on here with what my spirit tells me to talk about, things I see going on. If I get some information that somebody tells me, I share it. So today I really want to talk about the technologies for film for hair, because I am a hairstylist. I'm a licensed cosmetologist by trade. I've been in the industry for at least like 20 years now. I've been licensed since 1990. So I have pretty long career. I also worked in entertainment as a recording artist, as a rapper, a stage entertainer, a model, just everything. I've always been in entertainment in some form or fashion since I probably was like 18 years old and left my home state of Pennsylvania. So the first thing I want to say is that, this strike, should be an eye-opening experience for a lot of people, because we've been on strike for quite some time. I haven't worked since the beginning of June. And I have to say, I kind of was happy to be home. I just wish I could make more money doing it, So that is why this stuff I want to show you today is kind of fascinating as far as the technology goes, the way I see it going, and just from my research of where I think the hair technology will go for hairstyling, just for film. I feel like as a hairstylist, you'll never really have to worry about like work, or, anywhere you go on this earth, people are going to have hair. So I don't think we'll have to worry there. That is one of the fields that absolutely probably will never go away as far as AI taking over. They do have some new technologies coming out. I'm not going to mention today. I might do a video about that later, but they do have some technologies that are out as far as robotic type of situations and different appliances and different implements that one could use to style their own hair or have robots do it. But it's so far from being perfected. And I just don't think that, a robot will ever replace a human being as far as doing hair. So with that, all you hair people, I think you're going to be fine with that. But if you're working in the film industry now, I feel like it's going to be major changes over the next couple of years, if not the next year. That's how fast I'm seeing that this technology is advancing. I mean, it's advancing so fast. But what I did learn, which was fascinating to me, is that the technology for hair has always been very tedious. It never really comes out looking right. It never really looks natural. So that might be helpful to us, in prolonging, being obsolete. However, like I said, the technology is moving very fast. Like within a year, they make leaps and bounds with it. And the video game world is a lot of the reason why this hair technology is progressing. And a lot of the technologies that I saw really are based in video games. I really always pay attention to the hair and anything I'm watching, whether it's a movie or an anime, or it could be like some type of CGI flick or whatever. I always notice the hair. And I can always tell that the hair has been altered, or something is not right. But this new technology that they're having is progressing really cool, and I kind of am excited by it a little bit, because it does seem kind of fun, some of these technologies. A lot of these technologies will definitely require us to learn how to use some applications on a computer. But what I'm also finding is that a lot of these applications are becoming much, much more easier than they used to be. So I'm going to get right into this, because I have a lot of stuff I want to show you. What time is it? I have a lot of things I want to show you. But first, I want to send a text message to somebody real quick. I hope you guys are all doing well. And I hope you guys are all happy about this strike situation being over, even though I keep hearing talk that they are, there's people beefing that they don't really want to take this deal. So, I'm just hoping that they take this deal, because the reality is that AI ain't going nowhere, and the technology is progressing so fast. And I know the studios have way better technology than some of the ones I'm going to show you today. But I do feel that we could utilize these technologies better than some, some audiovisual person or some CGI person, because we actually, as far, I'm not even speaking of makeup at all in this podcast, this is all hair. But I do feel like as hairstylists, we, especially cosmetologists and trained hairstylists, because I feel like the geometrics of how the applications work, and I'm going to show you, I do feel that we already kind of have a little bit of a muscle memory for this. It will just be doing it in a different way, So I feel like once we get over the learning curve, I think we would make way better hairstylists than just some random guy that's sitting at a computer desk, creating hairstyles. I just think we have a better understanding of it. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, what's the first video that I had up? Okay, let me just show you this first video right here. I'm going to just present my screen. Bear with me. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't on here for a minute, because I was using a browser and it wasn't working right, and I got another browser. So hopefully this is, going to work. If you can't hear, just let me know in the comments or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to present my screen. Let me see. Okay, share screen. What's this first one? Okay, I'm just going to give you a little. Okay, which one is this? Okay, so, okay, that's this one. I have so many up here. Okay, guys, bear with me. I'm getting used to doing this. Okay, so let's see. I thought I presented it. Oh, it's freezing up and acting all crazy. Okay, hang on, guys. One thing about technology is always a learning curve. I get super frustrated, but I don't give up. Okay, this one right here, just watch it. Okay, here we go. It's up there. Let's see if this works. Let me put my earpiece on.
Hairstyles. Approximately 300 episodes ago, we talked about a technique that took a photograph as an input and created a digital 3D model that we can use in our simulations and rendering systems. It had a really cool idea where it initially predicted a course result, and then this result was matched with the hairstyles found in public data repositories.
Okay, right here, he's talking about like old technologies, and it does look stupid, and it doesn't really look anything like, what the guy has there. Now, a lot of these technologies are coming from video games, because I could not really find studio technology that was especially for hair. I was able to see some for makeup and for effects and stuff like that, which I showed you in the previous video about this. But this one for hair, which was, very promising, that, they still can't get the hair right. So, for films, they still might need us to design things and stuff like that. But he's talking about, old technology, then he's going to show you the new.
And the closest match was presented to us. Clearly, this often meant that we got something that was similar to the photograph, but often not exactly the hairstyle we were seeking. And now, hold on to your papers, because this work introduces a learning-based framework that can create a full reconstruction by itself without external help, and now squeeze.
So what he's saying, that this new technology, what I'm seeing and how I understand it, is that it's much faster. It doesn't need as many prompts and it's not as difficult to use.
That paper because it works not only for images, but for videos too. It works for shorter hairstyles, long hair, and even takes into consideration motion and external forces as well. The heart of the architecture behind this technique is this pair of neural networks, where the one above creates the predicted hair geometry for each frame, while the other tries to look backwards in the data and try to predict the...
Okay, as you can see, this is where it starts getting technical, and this is where he kind of lost me. But basically, these technologies are, I feel like in the
moving
future for
parts
us,
here in the full
we'll do
paper.
hair on a
For
screen.
instance, this motion is
on
first
computer.
predicted in 2D and is then extrapolated to 3D afterwards. Let's have a look at this comparison. Indeed, it seems to produce smoother and more appealing results than this older technique. But if we look here, this other method seems even better. So what about that? Well, this method had access to multiple views of the model, which is significantly more information than what this new technique has.
So look at that. They have the wig on a wig block stand like we use in film to do hair or whatever. So maybe we would be doing our work more like that. Maybe we would go to, an office somewhere or a studio somewhere and create a hairstyle and, consult them in the finished look for the CGI actor or for the AI actor or for whatever they're doing, for live actors too, because there's some technology in here that looks fucking great. For live action, I was impressed. So
has that only needs a simple monocular 2D video from our phone or from the internet.
So, child, he just said that this technology can just be done with your phone or on the internet as far as like the initial imagery. It doesn't have to be anything so crazy. So this is the reason why I say that we probably could learn how to use these applications, and they may not be as difficult as we think. We have to embrace it and try to see, how we can incorporate what we do into what they are doing. And I already see right here that the hairstyle that they're doing, we could definitely improve upon that.
The fact that they are even comparable is absolutely amazing. If you have a look at the paper, you will see that it even contains a hair growing component in this architecture. And as you see, the progress in computer graphics research is absolutely amazing. And we are even being paid for this. Unreal.
I mean, and it looks, this kind of looks fake, and this is probably more for video game technology. However, this technology, they are saying from 1 year to the next is like dramatic, and you're going to see that in some of these. So I'm going to stop. I'm sharing this one for now. Okay, so let me put this back down here, because this starts getting crazy to me with the sharing of the screen. I'm learning, just like we all are going to have to learn how to work these applications. It takes a lot of patience and it takes a lot of failures to get it right. You have to have a lot of patience to learn any new technology or anything new that you don't know how to do. It does take, a lot of patience and a lot of will. And I definitely am a person that, I'm not really that slap happy about, working, doing hair on a computer, but maybe I would be if I got good at it, because I always keep saying I rather make my money from home, and I really would like to not work as much on set if I could find a way. So maybe this is the way for those people that really don't want to, have the drudgery of dragging all your stuff to set and, doing wigs and doing camera tests and all that. This right here could really avoid a lot of camera tests, because there's some technology I'm going to show you that look amazing that I feel could just completely take away a camera test. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is this NVIDIA stuff. Okay, look at this. Okay, let me share my screen again. Okay, present, share screen. I mean, to me, it's kind of exciting to me because I love all this stuff, but I know a lot of people are mad about it and they tight and they don't really want to embrace the technology and stuff like that. But those are the people, I guarantee you, that are going to be left behind.
Start moving, these simulations can get very, very messy. This previous paper that we talked about earlier can resolve such conflicts and create beautiful, realistic hair simulations. However, This class of algorithms typically takes forever to compute. They are typically not.
Okay, so what he's saying, and I've been noticed him a long time ago from when I watched what was that movie called? Oh my God, was it was some live action movie, and I remember watching something about animation. What was it? The one with the Queen of Hearts, Alice in Wonderland. So that one day, it was very state of the art and cutting edge how they did the hair for one of the characters, and it was absolutely amazing how the hair moved and everything. But it was so tedious. That's the thing about some of these old technologies, is that they just took so long and they cost so much money. But the reason why AI is so important now and nobody's trying to really come off of it is because now they have figured out how to make it cheap and fast. Understand? And like I said, it's a double-edged sword, because now that the technologies are easier to use, they're easier for us type of people that, may not be, computer geniuses and know how to, run some of these, wild applications that are just so complex. Now they are much easier and much cheaper. So look at this one. NVIDIA is a company that I found really has perfected video game hair. So they keep coming up a lot. There may be others, but this is one that just always keeps coming out.
Even close to real time. However, NVIDIA has also done some research on this, and their algorithms typically run on your graphics card and are fast enough to be deployed in real video games and other virtual worlds. But wait, these cannot resolve scenes that are as detailed as the ones in the previous paper. With this, we have to resort to much simpler models and fewer hair strands.
So what he's saying, what I find with a lot of these videos, they're always trying to sell you on a new technology, and they tell you what was wrong with the old one. The old one, it just didn't make the hair move freely. They would move all together at the same time. The strands were not individual. And you can see the title of this video. NVIDIA is simulating 100,000 hair strands. Now, people that are cosmetologists know that the average head of hair has about 100,000 hair strands. People that have red hair probably have more hair strands. So the individual hair strands, that they have a technology that is able to manipulate each one separately, is going to really give a really realistic look.
Of which typically move together. To the best of my knowledge, they also haven't seen a lot of improvements over the last few years. So
that's another thing with the hair thing. It seems, like I said, a lot of companies were really trying to perfect this hair, because that was the hardest thing, because the hair always looked so fake, because they couldn't figure out a way that it wasn't so time consuming as to get all of the strands and move it at one time. That Alice in Wonderland movie, they spent a lot of hours getting that right. And that's why you don't see it a lot, because it's very expensive. And now they are getting super close to having a way to do it.
Are we done? Is there no hope for quick and detailed hair simulations? Well, sometimes all it takes is just one person, one scientist. Yes, you are seeing correctly. This is a one-author SIGGRAPH paper from NVIDIA on this exact topic, so I am itching to look at it together. And whoa! Now that is a next generation hair.
Now, to me, I've seen this many times, and this to me looks very natural. It looks very natural, and it's just only going to improve. Like they say, these technologies within a year are drastically different.
Simulation right there. It looks like almost every single hair strand is simulated independently. My goodness. And as I am a light transport researcher by trade, I have to note that I love how the specular highlights are computed here.
Specular highlights are, and we call that hot, when something's hot. Like you can see the light color of the hair from where the light is reflecting and stuff like that. So that's the specular highlights. And it does look very believable. It looks very natural, and the color, the graduation of the colors and everything, it looks pretty believable to me.
And what you see here is the favorite pastime of the computer graphics researcher. And here...
Okay, so now he's going to go on to talk about other things that don't have to do with hair. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. And the next thing I want to show you is, now this one was a very long video. I will leave the links to these in the description on my YouTube channel for my lives, the live for this video, so you guys can look at them in more detail. And one thing I would suggest you do is look at the comments, because especially in this video, because you have all these tech people talking about what they think of the technology, what's better than that, or that they like it, or it's just a lot of input and a lot of great ideas and stuff that you get from looking at the comments on any tech stuff like this. So let's look at this one, because this was kind of fascinating. Okay, I'm going to present my screen. And this one is, oh, yes, this one, the video game one. Okay. Okay, check this out. I have a few things to show you in this one.
We see you.
All right, cool. Yeah, so this is the hair rendered in awesome EV real-time viewport.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's cool to get kind of like these backscatter effects, stuff like that. And
we call those
flyways. The actual geometry. Let me just bring out. So this is the wireframe of it all.
Wow, very.
Now look at this wireframe. Look at the this is why I say the geometry of the hair and stuff. We learn about this in cosmetology school. Everything we do is based on geometry and angles and stuff like that. So that's why I do feel that if we could get past the learning curve of the applications that they use, and they're just going to get easier and easier, or they might even, this is for making actual games and stuff like that, but there might be very simple technologies that we could use, that we can put together hairstyles for camera tests, or we could put hairstyles together for research for characters and stuff, to let the directors and producers see the ideas we want to go for the hair, without having the actor come in and trying on a million things on them and stuff like that. Because I've done tests with people where it was for hours, and we tried on several wigs, and it took forever. We have to start thinking about realistically the things that we don't like about the job, and try to figure out how we can integrate technologies to help us, have more time with our families, and still be able to be creative, or things that just are tedious, like I said, we had a test one time where we did at least 10 hairstyles on a person, and it took 3 or 4 hours, and the producers picked 3 hairstyles out of it. We could save our time on that with stuff like this.
Hello, Polly.
Yeah, this is actually, I actually set it up so you can, this is quite high poly in my opinion. So here's I set up some controls for decimating the entire thing, so you can see.
So as you can see, they're very technical, and I don't know what the hell they're talking about, but I'm just showing you. So I'm going to move forward to another part that I thought was interesting.
So if you create an array modifier,
yeah,
you can.
So he's kind of showing you how they made the braid.
But if I would smooth this for a bit, you can see that there's a gap here. And if I just go to the array modifier over here, perhaps I should make this bigger. I can, just click merge here. So then it merges the end.
So I have to tell y'all, my son took a Lego STEM class since he was very small. And over the pandemic, when we couldn't go in person any longer, they started doing it on online. We started using this thing called Lego Design Center or something like that. And it was a way that you could put Legos and build them online. It looked exactly like this. It looked exactly like this. And when I tell you, it was the most frustrating thing I ever used in my whole life. But what I can tell you is, over time, we did learn how to use it. My son was small at the time, so I had to help him a lot. And it was very frustrating. But I feel like if you had hands-on somebody sitting there with you and teaching you the software, you could learn how to do it. Because eventually we were able to work it, but it just was the most frustrating thing I had ever did. And we quit it, and then we came back to it, But what I've realized is that once you know all the prompts and you know what everything does, it just starts being easy to use after time. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid of it. like I said, I know for me, I would have to sit down with somebody. I would have to pay the money to sit down with somebody and have them show me. I don't think I would learn this well, on a video or something. I don't know. Because right now, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But I feel like if I sat with somebody for a few days, I could learn it. And it's not, once you learn the prompts, it's not hard. I'm telling y'all, it's not hard. And my son started really catching on. I was the one that was getting frustrated. And we were using a Mac computer and the class was using some other, like Windows or something like that. So that made it even more complicated because our prompts were much different and he didn't really know what they were. And it just slowed up the class. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like it may have been much easier for us if we had the same computer.
And over there. And
so I'm going to skip past this a little bit to a little bit down the line here. Into this. Hold on. 20. Okay, let's see what this is talking about.
Yeah, there's like a little.
Yeah, this is going to talk about all about the coloring of the hair.
Okay, now I updated for. Okay.
Yeah, I have a call like we have the same issue all the time.
I mean, what amazes me with this technology is look at the hair. Like, remember when we first started, it was just kind of slick back, a little bit of flyaways, but you manipulate the hair. You literally are styling on screen. You can curl it, you could cut it, you could change the textures, you could do everything on the screen. So I kind of like it. Like, I'm kind of excited by it. And if it would keep me offset for 14 hours a day, I might embrace it. I don't know. I don't know if I could learn this software, to the I mean, I know I can never learn it to the magnitude of this guy, but I bet you I can make a better hairstyle than this guy. So, we have to be positive and think about how we're going to integrate.
Okay, so it's not on my end only.
Yeah. So this is this is another copy of the setup, but here we can see like so here I can control how thin the hair is, for instance.
So he's controlling the density.
Thick, and it's all controlled from the shader.
Yeah.
So this is the shader, and looking at the nice thing about the particle instancer is that you can choose different layers here. So you can get an index or a random value. So the random value will be normalized, so it's between 0 and 1.
I mean, one thing I could say about some of these programs that I like is the depth of the color, because we know when somebody gets their hair colored by a human, like sometimes it bleeds, or sometimes it has like demarcation lines and different things like that. We can fix stuff like that with software like this.
So you get basically a vertex color per each strand, and then you can use that to put into your extreme node graph here.
Wow.
And, we won't have time, unfortunately, to go through it.
I'm just gonna skip a little bit. So right now he's gonna show you how to make he's going to show you the densities and stuff of the hair.
So
and textures.
This is the main hair scene. I should look at the shading instead. Yeah, so this is what's being rendered. So it's a bunch of hairs. So the idea is that it's really thick, and then when you travel like this, it becomes thinner. So then I can procedurally decide what grid it will sample the pixels from per strand, basically. So
and what's cool is all the different colors that you see represent different tonal values of the strands. So you could really create some really cool hair colors.
The idea is that you have the UV space, and then
so that's that. When he starts getting too technical, he loses me, but you get where I'm going with it. Okay, so so like I said, it's just a different way. We will do hair in a different way in the future. And I definitely feel that there will always still be people that make films with real people, but I just feel that it will be less and less and less as it gets cheaper and more realistic looking. I mean, once they can make an actor look as real as they do in real life and they don't need them anymore, then we will be completely obsolete. But so far the technology hasn't reached that yet. And but I do feel like now you're going to really start seeing it be where it's just the best of the best now, because now, being that not as many people are needed, I feel like certain skill sets, people that have certain special abilities and things like that will just be more of value. It's not just going to be like mediocre hairstylists anymore like we had in the past. So, and I just feel like when people choose their teams, they're going to look for people with these special abilities, because you may very well need somebody that can use one of these applications to create something for a camera test, or create something for the producers and directors to look at, or, you can test different looks on actors. And then, you don't have to waste your time and money getting all these different wigs to try on them. You can just try different looks on them that look very realistic and believable. And then they can narrow it down to like 2 or 3. And then you could just like, create those wigs and put them on them. So I actually am kind of feeling cool about it. I actually, I ain't hating on it. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, that we just got to get it together. You got to step up your game with everything, with the hairstyling of real humans. You have to start embracing the technology that is out there to help you. And I feel like you'll just be more marketable in the future if you know how to do all these things and just don't get stuck in an old school rut of not wanting to advance and merge. I mean, it's no way. You have to merge with this technology. It's not going nowhere. Nowhere. Keep telling y'all, you cannot fight or bully these people. Right now, they still need us because they have all these projects that have humans in it. You understand? And maybe they always will, but they see the future. They have people that's just their job to project the future, and they see this technology. Just like I'm sitting here seeing that this technology is advancing super fast from when I saw Alice in Wonderland. It's just, and it just, the more the technology gets better, the faster and faster and faster it's going to progress, and the more that people, and what I find, you have to be able to solve a problem. We have to start thinking about what problems can we solve with this technology to make us more marketable. Everybody's like, oh, well, people going to lose their job. That's too fucking bad. Then they need to learn how to do what they need to do to move forward to the future. That's just how it is, like, I just always compare it to, back in the days when everybody worked in the factories and, they use humans to put parts together and stuff. Now they don't need humans. Everything is robotic. You know what I'm saying? And then, technology moved on without their ass. I mean, it is what it is. They tried to fight that and they couldn't fight it. We're now in the AI age. That's just the age we're in. And you're either going to learn how to work with it or you're going to be left behind. I think of black and white television. You understand? I just saw a video recently when it was some live show in the UK, and they had it was black and white, and then they went color on live television. Who the hell wants to go back to black and white after you see something magnificent like that? So just think of it like that. These companies are never, ever, ever going to stop this technology. They're going to keep, progressing. And from my understanding, that each studio has their own AI teams. They have their own technologies and stuff. And I heard that they're trying to make like a big database that I guess like studios and different companies that rely on that can use, because, it's the big fight about the artwork and stuff. So they're like, okay, well, we create our own artwork and make a database of artwork that we own. And I guess other studios, they can share it together, and it just will grow and get bigger and bigger, and AI will create more artwork off the artwork that it was licensed to have. You understand? So that was fascinating. So that's what I'm telling y'all. They're going to always find a way to get what they want. And to me, that is an amazing solution to the problem, because now they can say, well, we don't have none of your artwork. All this artwork was created from our teams. Boom. You know, AI created this artwork off of prompts and off of artwork that we, you know, programmed to it from our teams. You know what I mean? And then all of these companies, they will agree to share each other's artwork and whatnot. They don't need the outside people's shit. That's how I understand that whole process. So it's a wrap. You have to integrate. You're just going to have to integrate, or you'll be left behind, or you'll go back in the salon, because that's the only way. That's it. It's not, it's not going away. And if I was somebody, which I plan to be one day, if I was making movies and stuff like that, I would want to save money. Who don't want to save money? Y'all need to stop being delusional. When you shop for something, you want to get the best price for whatever you're getting. You don't want to waste your money buying stuff that you don't need and spending money. I know I don't. So I understand where they're coming from. Their whole job is to make more money. Yes, they make billions and trillions of dollars, whoever, but that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they do. And we're not going to stop them from doing that. And they're not going to stop wanting to make more money. They're just not. Corporations are there to make money. So you're not going to stop that. Only thing you could do is control what you're doing. That's it. All you can do is control what you are doing. You can make your own movies and use live people and pay me to sit there for 14 hours a day. I'll surely come and sit there, but my rates are not going to be cheap. Or if you make your own movie, you can hire an effects guy that can fix up a lot of stuff to save time having somebody like me. I get it. Who don't get it? You understand? Do you really think you're going to stop? I mean, I feel like when the contract comes back the next time in 3 years, this technology will have advanced so drastically that we will not even believe it. We're not even going to believe it at all. What's the next thing I want to show y'all before we run out of time? Okay, let's see. This one, let me see. Let me see which one it was. Okay, this one. Okay, check this out. Now this, okay. Now this looks so much fun. And I really liked it. Let me see. Oh God, don't tell me it's freezing up on me. This is so absolutely annoying when this happens. Okay, let me try. This is super annoying. Oh God, I'll be so mad if I have to shut. Okay, let me see. Bear with me, folks. Let me see. I didn't even know it froze up like this. I know you can still hear me, so just bear with me. I'm trying to see if I can get this back. What is going on? Okay. All kinds of stuff is popping up and it froze up. Now this is bananas. See, technical difficulties. You know, you got to keep your patience, you know. All right, this is freezing up. I can't even do anything now. I'm just like dead in the water. And stuff is opening up that I have no idea of what's going on. Okay, this is bizarre. Okay. I don't know what to tell y'all with this one here. This is bugging. I might have to shut this down. But I will come back. There was a technology I really wanted to show you. It was so good. I saved it for the end, but the devil's a liar. Let me see here. This is weird. Hold on. It always comes back up, but let me see if I can leave the studio. I don't know, y'all. Okay, here we go. Let me see if I can stream it. Bear with me. I'm still here. This sucks. I don't know what's going on. This is irritating. Okay. I don't know, guys. let's see here. Huh. Okay. I give up. All right, I'm gonna shut this down and I'll come back because I really wanted to show you this. I don't know why this always does this. It always freezes up and acts crazy when I stream to more than one platform at a time. All right, I'm going to shut this down and I'll come back. That pissed me the fuck off, but I'm back. Okay. All right, let me restore everything that I had on here. Okay, let's see. Hopefully I could get through this bullshit here. Okay. All right. I'll show you. Okay, hold on. Oh, God, y'all wearing me. Everything is running at one time. Hold on. Let me close out all this stuff here. Okay, I'm getting close to having these all. Jesus Christ, it came back on with everything running with the whole entire world going on. Come on, y'all, bear with me for a second. Okay, we're almost there. Okay. Okay. One more thing. That's so weird. Technology is crazy. Okay, all right. Now we are restored back to where we were. So now what I wanted to show, I don't even remember what I was even talking about when we got cut off, but I will leave links to all these videos. I think when we cut off, I was just showing you more technologies about on the computer and how they get the hair colors and stuff like that, and the different the ways the applications work and stuff like that. But this one was one that was very simple to use that I really liked it. Hold on, I don't care. I'm going into my mail to show it to you because I want to show this. Everything just got all discombobulated. But like I said, when it comes to working with technologies and stuff, you just gotta have patience. Where is it? I'm looking at my email right now. Bear with me, y'all. Okay, here it is. Okay. All right, 1 second. I'm very close. Very, very close. Okay, let's move this over here. Let's put that down there. Okay. Okay, now I've got it. Okay, now I'm going to present my screen. Okay. Now, this looks so fun to me. And I would like to learn how to work with this because I feel like something like this will really be helpful to us at work. Okay. Okay, so look at this. Let me see. Let me start this from the beginning.
Dear fellow scholars, this is 2-minute papers with Dr. Károly Zsolnai Fehér. AI research is improving at such a rapid pace
Look
that
at this.
today we can not only create virtual humans, but even exert some artistic control.
So, there they go with the costumes now. They can put the clothes on, they put the hair on and the makeup on and everything.
Over how these virtual humans should look. But today, we can do something even cooler. What can be even cooler than that? Well, have you ever
This is
seen
so
someone with a really cool haircut and wondered what you would look like with it? Would it be ridiculous, or would you be able to pull it off? Well, hold on to your papers because you don't have to wonder anymore. With this new AI, you can visualize that yourself.
This looks
Okay,
so much fun.
but wait a second. Previous methods were already able to do that, so what is new here? Well, yes, but look at the quality.
So he's just showing how tired the old technology is. That's what I love about these videos because they show you what's out already and then they show you what's to come or what they have now. And he said that this technology that you're looking at right here advanced in like 1 year to what she's going to show you.
Of the results. In some cases, it is quite easy to find out that these are synthetic images, while for other cases, so many of the fine details of the face get lost in the process that the end result is not that convincing. So, is that it? Is the hairstyle synthesis dream dead? Well, if you have been holding on to your papers, now squeeze that
Got it.
paper and have a look at this new technique. And wow,
That looks pretty
my
believable
goodness,
to me.
just look at
I
that.
like it.
This is a huge improvement, just one more paper down the line. And note that these previous methods were not some ancient techniques. No, these are from just 1 and 2 years ago.
Okay, so can y'all stop playing with me, please? Because he said these technologies are from 1 or 2 years ago. So what is it going to be in 3 years? Can we stop playing, please, and try to figure out what we're going to do to integrate?
So much improvement in so little time. I love it. Now, let's see what more it can do. Look, we can choose the
Watch this.
hairstyle we are looking for. And yes, it doesn't just give us one image to work with.
But what's killing me is that hairline is
It
looking great.
gradually morphs our hair into the desired target shape.
But can y'all stop playing with me? Look at the bangs. It's falling right on her eyebrows, everything. It looks very natural.
That is fantastic, because even if we don't like the final hairstyle, one of those intermediate images may give us just what we are looking for. Loving it. And it has one more fantastic property. Look, most of the details of the face remain in the final results. Whew.
So what he's saying is, and we all know this, when you use a filter, it's altering your whole entire face. If you do change the hair, it's going to alter everything. He's saying that this technology, it doesn't change the face so much. Like he was saying, it did change eye color a little bit, but it didn't completely change the face. So they're just going to perfect that even more.
We don't even have to morph into a different person to be able to pull this off. Now, interestingly, look, the eye color may change, but the rest seems to be very close to
And that eye color change was so gradual, I didn't even notice it.
the original. Not perfect, but very close. And did you notice? Yes, it gets better. Way better. We can even choose the structure. This would be the hairstyle, which can be one image, and the appearance. This is more like the hair color. So, does that mean that? Yes, we can even choose them separately.
I love this because it's just good. It's because the old hair apps just look terrible. This is one of the best ones I've seen. And I definitely feel like if we were testing for wig looks and stuff for an actor, this would just save a lot of time to know what's going to look right on them right away. And then they could pick what they like. We don't have to sit there with all these wigs. One time I had a wig test. One time I had like 6 or 7 wigs for somebody. And then we had to color them and all that. This way we can just do something like this and know exactly what hairstyle they like, what color, and boom.
That is, take 2 hairstyles and fuse them together.
This is crazy. Watch this.
Now have a look at this too. This one is an exclusive example. To the best of my knowledge, you can only see this here on 2-minute papers. A huge thank you to the author.
So, you know, I mean, it's just, that technology is just so dope and it's not going nowhere. It's just, it's not going anywhere. So, you know, everybody's all excited to return to work, but just remember, you only have a short window of time. And what are we going to do? I already feel like we're wasting our time because, you know, I don't see it up for discussion about what we're going to do to save ourselves over the next 3 years. And, you know, how are we going to stay relevant in an industry that really doesn't even need us? So, you know, that's, you know, what I'm thinking. You know, I don't know. Okay, so I'm getting ready to get off here, but I just wanted to share something with you because it really warmed my heart a little bit and it made me feel optimistic and it made me feel happy when I saw this. And it just made me realize like that it's nothing wrong with embracing, you know, a new technology and stuff like that. Like we tend to, you know, fear, you know, what we don't understand. So look at this one, and I'm gonna end it with this one. Share my screen real quick. I love this man. Okay, so this man is a Disney animator, and he talks about, doesn't have anything to do with hair, but he talks about his journey from being a person that animated on paper to being somebody that, you know, embraced the technology finally.
AI animation. Did I just get put out of a job?
So I'm gonna skip real quick. I'm gonna skip past some of this stuff here. Get to the point here.
These little micro.
But this, I would definitely say y'all should watch this. Oh no, they didn't.
Especially when your Wi-Fi only works close to the router.
Let me just get this off here. Okay.
Even putting it up.
So this, I would recommend for all of y'all to watch this, because he has such an interesting perspective on this. And then this was just cool to watch too, because the whole point of what this video is about is, we're twins. The whole point of what this video is about is that these guys wanted to prove that you could make an animated feature without any animation, really. It's just live action and filters. You're gonna have to go back and watch it, but it's so interesting. These guys got costumes from, like, you know, off of Amazon, and they put these costumes on, and then they put filters over the actors, and it is amazing. And the guy was saying that that's the technology that they always use, but they usually drew over top of it. And he was saying that now, with the way that they did this, it looks so good and nobody's drawing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, at all, like, it's no animation whatsoever. It's just filters on top of everything. So this is the basis of this video.
Same ruts of the roadway of the cosmos. He will only throw stuff.
I love the art direction in this. It's great.
So look, he's not a hater. He's like, oh wow, nobody drew anything in his video, but I like it. You know, That's
how he plans to defeat me for the entire kingdom.
I wonder. I'm curious to see how this would work with much more simple design. There's a lot of complexity in here that works with this style.
And he's even saying that what they did was so complex that, hey, it might look cooler if it was just less. You know what I mean? I think they did an amazing job. I would definitely say watch this video from the beginning, because it's so amazing. And I love this guy because he's not being a hater. Like, he's really enjoying the technology. Don't be a hater. You know that technology is good. You know that it's fun, and you know it's exciting, and it's something different, and it's something that the world needs. And you can't be a hater. I bet you this man gonna get in where he can fit in. I bet you he are. Now listen.
See how those little micro movements with the hand? That's, if it was hand drawn, like what we would have done at Disney, it would have been more locked into place. There might be a little drift, but that's where you get the difference between something looking rotoscoped and looking hand drawn, or from the mind, keyframed. I want to say congratulations and kudos to the Corridor crew.
See, he's not a hater. He's saying that was a good job. You know what I mean? That's great technology you created. That's wonderful. He ain't worried about losing his job.
Here's a group of guys that are truly artists. I can see they want to create, they want to put some really cool stuff out there, and they saw a challenge and they undertook it and ran.
This is what I keep learning about these technologies, is that the reason why these guys did this is because they saw a challenge. How can you make an animated feature without animating it? Like, how can it be like much faster? Like, how can we do this? And they solved the problem. So this is what I'm proposing to all of my people in my industry that do hair. How can we solve a problem? Think about that.
With it. I love the idea. Once again, they're taking that idea of new technology, embracing it, not seeing it as a threat, and rolling with it to see what they can do. These guys are artists. These guys created something that was really cool. And it's that thinking. And
thank you. We don't know if we can create something. Maybe as people that actually do hair, we might be able to create something that's even better than what they would have ever thought of. I know for sure we can make better hairstyles if we learn how to use the applications. I know we could create better, because everything I see is very basic. I just feel like we could just design better hairstyles. It's just like, you without question.
That embracing of those ideas that gets me excited as well. So I want to say congratulations to you guys. You did a great job, and you made me excited about this technology.
Exactly. I'm a sci-fi girl. I love the technology. It looks fun to use. It looks, fun to play with. I would love to play with some of those hairstyles and try to see if I can learn anything from those applications. And one thing I've learned when you use technology, embrace it, you are going to gain knowledge, and you are going to gain a different perspective in the art that you do.
Okay, so in conclusion, I want to address the elephant in the room, and that is AI training on other artists' work without their permission. That's been the big uproar, and I absolutely agree with that. There's no way.
And I just told you how the studios found a solution to the problem already. Okay? They're going to make their own, and that's how they're going to do it, and they're going to share it amongst each other, the studios. So that's how.
That someone's art should be used to train AI to create something else, basically riding on the back of their sweat. Now, if you can create a style for a film and you can train that AI in that style, then what's to keep you from doing that? That, I think.
He's saying this because he probably already knows what I just told you. All of these studios have their own like AI teams and their own AI design. So he's basically saying what I just said. They're going to put their style into the AI, and they'll use it for their work. You understand? But now they want to make it where all of the studios share each other's others' artwork. Put it like that. And then it just makes an even bigger pool of which the AI can generate from. So they already found a solution to the problem.
I think is really interesting. I don't want to pull from other people, but I would love to train that AI in an art direction that I'm creating for a film that I might be doing, because that could help me do shadows. It could help me do different aspects in lighting. I don't think it's ever going to replace the animation, which is the next thing I want to talk about.
So again, he's not being a hater. He's being smart. He's thinking about, how can I use this to make my job easier? Can we please start there, y'all? Can we think about how we can use the technology that we're so scared and mad for to make our job easier? Let's start there. And then that way, that probably could buy us even more time. This man has been drawing for Disney for eons. I think he was saying, oh my God, like, some of the projects that he did was from when I was, like very old projects that he did. That's why I say, watch this. Of all the stuff I showed you, just watch what this man is saying, because I thought it was so inspiring. But like I said, he's not being a hater. He's trying to figure out how he can use this to better what he got to do and make his job easier. You understand? So we can figure out ways to make our job easier. Y'all all complain about how much you sit on set. Everybody complains about that. Everybody complains about their hours, but we could save time, maybe sitting on set and doing work that we don't want to do, wasting our time creating 10 wigs for one actor and stuff like that with things like this. So that's why I said, the more that we talk about it and the more that we get together and discuss and come together and figure out how we can utilize it to help ourselves.
I think it's a misnomer that they're calling this AI animation. It's really not, because they're not really animating anything. They're shooting in live action, and they're basically creating a filter over that live action and create.
Now, this is why I tell you to go back and watch this video, because the actors were dressed in clothes. So you still need somebody to put something on them, and they gonna need some type of hairstyle to wear for it, because all they're doing is putting a filter on top of what is created there and just improving upon what is there. So they still will need hair, probably not makeup, but they still will need costume and stuff like that. And they're going to still need camera and different things for this style. It doesn't mean that everything's going to be like that. There will always be real people in movies and TV.
Creating the animated look in that way. It's visual effects. If you look at Avatar, it's basically the same thing. And if you go way back to the beginning, you can go back to Snow White, and even earlier, they were shooting live action back then, drawing over the top of it and creating a look there.
But that took forever. And even when they started doing digitally, took forever. These two guys changed the whole entire game, because now, just like on Instagram, you put a filter on your face, they can put a filter over a whole project, and it works really fast. Like some of those other digital things would take several frames to get it right per second or something like that or whatever. But this is almost in real time. It's like really fast. I can't remember. I heard so much information, but just watch these and you'll see. But these work very quickly.
It's just a big fancy version of that. So there's no one's animation that the CG, the computer, did not create the animation. It created a look. It created a filter. And we've been doing that with visual effects for 80 years. So to call it AI animation, I think is not quite right. Now, do I think AI will be able to do animation down the road? You know what? I didn't think we'd ever be drawing on a computer screen if you asked me 40 years ago. So maybe, yes. How long? I don't know. I don't think this is right now, it's going to take jobs away. I remember back in the 90s when CG animation came along, and the only animators back, before the 90s were hand-drawn animators, people that knew how to draw. And when all of a sudden I saw in the 90s animators coming along that didn't know how to draw, but they're animating.
So there's going to be people that come along that don't know how to do hair, but they're going to do it on a computer, or you could do it on the computer.
I had a hard time with that. And I think it's the same thing now. I think people, anytime new technology comes along, they see it as a threat. And they you get kind of territorial about what you're doing and you think it's going to be taken away. But rather than do that, because you're not going to stop technology.
Thank you. That's what I keep saying. You're not going to stop technology. You can strike all you want to, but they're still getting to use AI, aren't they? They're still getting to use it. So come on. You know what I mean? Y'all holding on to a thread. The next time around, this technology would advance 100, 300%. They're not going to not use it.
Try to embrace it. What can it do to help?
How did ever?
Okay, that's enough because I can't deal with the commercials being in it. Okay, maybe I'll pay one day so I don't have to have commercials. But so you guys get where I'm going with this. I really wish that as a local, and I feel like everybody really is going to be affected because you just saw in this video too where they put the clothes on and everything. And it's just going to improve. It's just going to improve. It's just going to get better and better and better. It's nothing that we are going to be able to do. Nothing. Except, like this man is saying, embrace the technology and figure out how it can work for us. You know what I'm saying? That's all that you can do. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you'll just get left behind and you'll go back in the salon. It doesn't look very promising for anybody that doesn't really